Our next representative comes to us from the Canada Beef Export Federation. Welcome, Ben Thorlickson, the board chairman.
My pleasure.
We've just heard from the CCA describing some of the mounting challenges facing the Canadian beef export industry. I'd like to expand more on this topic. From CBEF's perspective, can you tell us more about the global export challenges and opportunities our industry faces?
Beef is not a single commodity. From each animal, we derive over 500 individual and unique products. Some of these products have very little value in Canada, but command a substantial premium in the markets of Asia and Mexico. In 2007, our exports to Japan, Southeast Asia, and Mexico were 18% higher than 2006. And we built on this success with a further increase of 21% in the first 5 months of 2008.
What is the reason for success in those markets?
The success, I believe, is a recognition of the export premium. Beef sold into the export markets in Asia and Mexico yield $85 more per head than the same beef traded into our domestic market, and $100 more than that beef traded into the United States. This is what's driven our export sales, moving from a level of 7,000 ton in 1990 worth $24 million to 133,000 tons worth $500 million in 2002. It is this value enhancement that underscores the priority that industry and government must place on establishing commercially viable access in Asia.
What role does our domestic market play in our success?
The Canadian domestic market is an excellent market, and it's the foundation of our Canadian cattle industry. But it can only consume the production from approximately 3 million cows, or 800,000 tons. Now, the Canadian cattle herd numbers 13.9 million head, with a beef breeding herd of 5.6 million, and our estimated beef production this year will be 1.3 million tons. We must remain focused on deriving full value for the beef we produce over that absorbed in our domestic market. The extent to which we're successful in obtaining commercially viable access in not only Asia and Mexico, but also Russia, Europe, and the Middle East will be a large factor in determining the eventual size of our cattle industry in Canada. This may mean the difference between maintaining 6 million cows in Canada or maintaining 3 million.
Thanks for the update, Ben. Details on who CBEF is working with internationally and how they hope to regain access to those markets is available in the 2008 annual report booklet. Back to you, Eric.
The various concerns and challenges you've heard addressed thus far have, without any doubt, had a financial impact on our industry. In turn, those same market circumstances and issues directly affect ABP's budget and fiscal forecasts. Here now is Kelly Olson, our Finance Chair, to go over Alberta Beef Producers' financial position as of March 31st, 2008.
Thanks, Eric. I'd like to point out that the financial statements have been audited and found in order by Kingston Ross Pasnick LLP and are included in your annual report. This past year, the board agreed to reduce the budgeted number of marketings for the 2007-2008 year to 4 million due to concerns over cattle inventories, uncertainty caused by high grain prices, and the impact of Rule 2. As reflected on the Statement of Operations, marketings for the 2007-2008 year totaled 4.47 million, as compared to 4.67 million marketings in the prior year. Higher than anticipated marketings, conservative spending only on the areas of highest priority, and lower than expected legal and trade advocacy expenses resulted in an excess of revenue over expenses of $2,451,320. Of this amount, $1.5 million has been transferred to the Trade Advocacy Reserve Fund to prepare for future challenges, and $950,000 is in the unrestricted net assets. These increases are reflected on the Statement of Financial Position. The budget for the 2009-2010 year end is included in the annual report. Having extensively reviewed the data available, the Board of Directors has conservatively estimated that the budget should be based on 4 million marketings. $1 of every $3 service charge represents the federal levy which ABP collects on behalf of the Canadian Beef Cattle Research, Market Development and Promotion Agency. The majority of these funds are distributed to the Beef Information Centre, Canada Beef Export Federation, and the Beef Cattle Research Council. Funding for federal trade and market access programs supports our work on national and international policy, market access and legal issues, as well as our assessment for membership in the Canadian Cattlemen's Association. ABP incurs board and delegate expenses for meetings, reports, representation, and provincial initiatives, which are required to run a democratic organization and ensure that ABP is active in areas of importance to the cattle industry. The Council, Committee, and project expenses represent the funds budgeted for ABP policy, promotion, communications, research, and environmental efforts. The distribution of these funds will be based on the issues that arise. The management, operations, and administration expenses represent the costs associated with having staff and running an office. An additional $500,000 has been allocated to the Trade Advocacy Reserve Fund. The Board of Directors believes this budget reflects a cautious approach to managing your organization. If you have any questions, your Zone Director will be happy to assist you. Back to you, Eric.
Thanks, Kelly. Over the next several weeks, I will be completing my 2-year term as ABP Chairman. As every producer is well aware, it's been a rough 2 years of ups and downs. Especially frustrating are the delays and barriers restricting Canadian beef to international markets and the increasing regulatory burdens being placed upon our producers. There is some room for optimism. At the time of taping this report, fed cattle markets have inched up to levels at or near profitability. Cull, cow, and bull prices are up significantly, remarkable considering the currency levels. And we believe that feeder cattle prices will be stronger than they have been in the past several years. Once again, I will remind you that Alberta Beef Producers remains a grassroots organization representing all sectors of the cattle industry. Therefore, producer input at our fall meetings and healthy debate at the annual general meeting are vital. We want to hear from you. On a final note, I just want to take a moment to thank all delegates, board and executive members, and all the staff for their support and guidance throughout the past 2 years. I have met many fine and dedicated people along the way. It has been my pleasure and honor to serve this industry. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to attend.